So there we have it then. That is officially our first loss in 4 months. Southampton beating us 3-2. 100% deserved win for them. Well done. Their first home win in 8 months. Something crazy like that. It just goes to show you, having a new manager not only improves your chances long term, if they're obviously a good manager, but short term, the boost it gives the club, it's pretty incredible to see. And Southampton, I thought, were very impressive today. They don't look particularly fancy. They just get the job done. 3 headers, all easily avoided, if you ask me. Just very poor from Arsenal. And do you know what? I'm not going to say it's relief that we finally lost a game, because the pressure of keeping up an unbeaten streak is obviously quite a lot. No one likes to lose a game. But if today gives us a nice kick up the arse, which is what I think we need. We've been very lucky in some of these games in the last 4 months or so. You know, pretty much since we lost to Man City all the way back at the start of the season, there have been games where we played well, deserved the win, but there's been a lot of games where we got lucky and scored last-minute winners, whatever it may be. So I think we should be humbled a little bit by this. It's been a great run under a new manager in this transitional phase. We've done very, very well, but kind of reel it back in, guys. Come on, we're back to reality. We are a work in progress. There is still so much to be done. I've got a few things I want to talk about in this video. But of course, we start off by giving credit to Southampton. So well done to them. And they will be fine under the new manager. I can never remember his full name, and I don't want to butcher his name, but he did an incredible job at RB Leipzig over in the Bundesliga. Give it 2-3 seasons, maybe even less, he will be at a top European side. He looks to be a great manager, so Southampton have done very well to get him, and I predict they will stay out of this relegation zone no problem. So what went wrong today? First of all, the lineup, which I'll go ahead and put on screen. It's an interesting one. It looked to be a 4 at the back formation when they showed the picture on Twitter. It's kind of annoying. Some teams post on social media the formation as well. With Arsenal, you just get a list of the players. I guess it's beneficial to the team so they don't give away their tactics, but as fans you want to know what we're doing. And it looked to be, with those players in the lineup, to be a 4 at the back formation, but it turned out to be 5 at the back when we were defending, 3 at the back when we'd attack, and we had Granit Xhaka playing at left centre back with what. It's not even a defence. It really is a struggle right now for us to put a defence together. So why we're putting 5 at the backup today, I'm just not so sure I agree with that. Emery's made a little bit of an odd decision there. But with our only fit centre-back being Koscielny, who's just returned and recovered from 7 months out, you know you're risking it. And it's unfortunate. We went to bare bones for this game. We had Lichtsteiner playing right centre-back, and then, of course, Bellerin on the right, Monreal on the left wing-back. So it was a very, very makeshift back 5, and it backfired. So, yeah, Granit Xhaka, I mean, fair play to the guy. He's not a centre-back, but he does an okay job there. The problem is, of course, the lack of experience there and the lack of mobility. He's just simply not fast enough, agile enough. And up against Southampton, who, you know, they've got a nice team going forward. If you look at the individual players, lots of very quick players. You think of Shane Long, who came on in the second half. You think in the first half with Redmond, absolutely tearing our defence apart. Against a top side, we would have lost this 6-0. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that the defence we put out today was unfortunate. It's one of those things, you know, you come into the busiest time of the season, your players drop like flies, and we are left with one fit centre-back, which is mind-blowing. So for me, the changes I would have made is definitely starting with 4 at the back. If you're lacking centre-backs, why play with 3? It didn't really make sense. Maybe in a home game it wouldn't have been so bad, but away to Southampton, where we've typically struggled, a bit of a bogey side, even under Arsene Wenger, of course, it was always a tough place to go. It probably wasn't the smartest idea. So I think a big portion of the blame does have to fall on Emery's lap tonight. It wasn't a good decision. I don't think playing Xhaka at centre-back was the right call, but he made the call, and it can work. It could have worked. It just didn't today. But I do understand we have issues right now defensively. It's quite clear that we do need to invest in our defence. I mean, when all our players are fit, it's fine. We have a good defence. I feel like with the introduction of Socrates this summer, and also with Holding playing really well, we've been solid. But Socrates, over 30 years old. Lichtsteiner, who was playing at centre-back today, 34, 35 years old. Koscielny, injury prone, probably past it, over 32. I think he's 33 now. Monreal, over 30 years old. We seriously need to consider bringing someone in January, or at least next summer, maybe 2 players, because these players are simply not going to be good enough for long. You know, Socrates, I think he's probably got a season or 2 in him, but Lichtsteiner, I like how commanding he is. He's a captain who doesn't wear the captain's armband. I love Koscielny from the beginning. He's been great for us. But these are the kind of players that they're not here for the long term anymore. We need to invest in someone who can come in that's at their prime. I'm talking like a Van Dijk signing. Liverpool went out, spent the money, a ridiculous amount of money for, you could argue, not the best in the world at the time. Van Dijk had the potential and clearly is showing it. He is one of the best defenders in the world right now for sure. They went out and got their man. They paid the money for it. They took a risk and it paid off. We need to do the same. We need to dip into the market, hopefully in January, and bring in not a 22-year-old with potential and not a 30-plus-year-old who's going to be good enough for the next 2 seasons. I'm talking the next 7 years of his career to devote to this club and improve our defence. A Van Dijk-type signing. And actually, a Van Dijk-type player would be great. A commanding 6'4" defender who's just not going to take any nonsense. He will clear his lines and do a good job. And he's good on the ball as well. I don't know if there's anyone out there that fits that, but that's what they're paid to do at Arsenal. The scouts need to be doing their job, and we need to bring in someone that can get into the team straight away and improve it straight away. I think Van Dijk has to go down as one of the most expensive, but one of the most successful transfers in recent history in terms of just improving a side so much. Just that one signing can change a team. So I look forward to seeing what happens. I have a bad feeling that in January we're not going to invest, and if we do, it will be like a Socrates signing. It won't be blowing a load of cash on a defender, because there are other areas of the pitch we need to improve in as well. We do need a winger. We definitely need to be bringing in a top-class winger, and we don't have the money to just splash 300 million in one transfer window. So we'll see. I feel like with Koscielny, it's a difficult one because he's just come back from 7 months out. He's obviously not going to be match fit. He's very obviously not going to be at his best. And you can't blame him. And I would say in all 3 goals, maybe less so the 3rd goal, which I think was probably Leno's fault. The first 2 at least, though, you've got to look at Koscielny's positioning. Both incredible passes. The crosses into the box today were superb. And they will score a lot of goals like that. But they were defendable. I feel like Koscielny in the first goal, he's gone with his leg to block it. He's tried to get his foot as high as his head. Just head the ball. I think a prime Koscielny would have cleared that, no problem. The second goal, again, out of position, isn't tracking the runner, could have done better. The third goal, I mean, it's technically Koscielny's fault that led up to it. He lost the ball and didn't get back quick enough. And again, the positioning wasn't great, but if Leno's going for it, he has to be 100% certain he can get to the ball. He's missed it by a couple of centimetres, and it falls for who scored it. It was Austin, I think it was. So I think Koscielny, it's too early to say he's past it, he will never be the same again. But I also agree that that's most likely. I think we're seeing Koscielny now reaching that moment in his career where he just won't be good enough to be our main centre-back. So it is time to move on. It's football. It's a business as well at the end of the day. We need to be doing the right things to improve our chances of winning competitions. And it reminds me of this unbeaten run. Sure, it's great that we went 22 games unbeaten, but really, it means nothing if it doesn't get you anywhere. We're 5th. I know 14 of those games were in the Premier League. The other games were Europa League, whatever. But in the Premier League at least, 14 wins unbeaten. You'd expect to be fighting right at the top after having a good run like that. But quite clearly, a lot of them being draws and lucky results, I guess you could say. It didn't really mean anything. It was nice. It was great. It was a confidence booster. But now we're being brought back to reality. We've lost a game. We've lost a very tough game at Southampton. It happens. It's just about bouncing back. We have to come back and win our next game, because if we don't, that's when you slip into a really bad, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is, just a bad, I can't think right now. The word has escaped me. I'm just a little bit stressed that that could happen. And, you know, all the fans are behind Emery and it can go like that. Just a few bad games and everyone can turn on you. And I really don't want Arsenal to turn into that club that gets rid of their managers all the time. I want Emery here for at least 3 to 4 seasons, minimum. Give him a chance because he has shown us what he's got. He has shown us he can get a nice run of 22 games going with a squad that's not even his. He's not really had a chance to build a squad himself yet. A couple of signings is nowhere near enough to change the team to what he wants. So we have to give him time. And today is the first real disappointing result in 4 months. So it is what it is. We take it on the chin, we move on, we get into the next game and just hope that we can pick it up from today. It was not a good game. I thought everyone was under par. But I'm not going to go into it too much. Thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you like the new graphics as well. I'm going to try and change it up a little bit, give it a fresh look. But if you enjoy these reviews, please do leave a like rating. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well, and I will see you next time.